What's up guys, Michell here. Just wanted to put together a quick video to talk about this phenomenal custom shop bass that Warwick just built for me. I want to first say thanks to Marcus and the custom shop team over there for absolutely knocking this out of the park. I'm completely blown away and can't say thanks enough and how grateful I am to be a part of the Warwick family. So thank you guys so much. And I just want to talk about the specs, do a little bit of playing, and give you a demo and a rundown of the bass. So to start with specs, I went with a solid mahogany body. I also chose that on my last custom shop bass. Just always loved the way a mahogany bodied bass sounded just acoustically, not even plugged in, just very loud and resonant. And so I've always sort of favored that. For the neck and the fingerboard, I went with Wingate for both this time, just for some continuity. It's a 5-piece lamination neck. Love the way the wood grain looks on Wingate. For the hardware, I went with a satin chrome finish. I think it looks super classy. And other than that, they now have the wooden truss rod covers. Looks really awesome. Went with the MEC preamp, 3-band EQ, bass, mid, and treble with a push-pull passive option on the volume knob, as well as a pickup blend control stacked underneath that. Also, as before, I went with LEDs again on the front inlays and added the side inlays this time, just for those dark stages. Looks super awesome. And I went with a larger inlay that's still a circle, but it's a fisheye, so it has a little bit of a literal fisheye kind of thing going on with the abalone in the center or on the edges. Looks really awesome. So I want to talk about this finish and what's going on here. It looks really off the wall and wacky, and I just wanted to talk about why I chose to do this. So when it was time to design my next bass, I really looked at my previous basses and thought, you know, I have a lot of wood grain, natural, just played it really safe with any sort of color. I wanted to do something just opposite end of the spectrum. To make a long story short, when I first started playing bass, you know, my favorite color is green, so I always said one day I really want to own a green bass. And when I first started, I didn't see a lot of green basses. I saw lots of blue, seafoam, surf green, but never just like a green bass. So I said one day I have to have a green bass. Fast forward about 10 years, I got to see the Devin Townsend project live. I saw their bass player Beeve playing one, and it was a chrome, no color, but just a straight monochromatic chrome tone bass, and I was just like, I had never seen that before. I didn't know if it was like a metal coating, but I was intrigued and completely infatuated. And the way that it acted as its own vessel of the light show, just reflecting everything, it just caught my eye, and I said, man, that looks amazing on stage. That's a bass bucket list item. So coming time to design this bass, I said, now's the time to check off all those bucket list items. I originally wanted to do sort of a diagonal fade of chrome up top to more of a satin matte finish, but I also told Marcus in the custom shop over there, I said, you know, you guys give me some ideas. I want to see what you guys do. You guys are the professionals here, and I want to give you some discretion. So he came back and said, well, how about we do something a little more contrasting, you know, that catches the eye. And instead of a half and half, why don't we do shiny chrome on the edges and sort of fade into this aged, crackled chrome that sort of blends into it. And they went ahead and mocked it up on a bass and sent it, and I was just like, I'm floored, I'm sold. Let's do it. Let's do the whole thing. Front, back, headstock included, and just the attention to detail and the craftsmanship and the work is just, you know, I just can't quit looking at it. It's absolutely a work of art. And one last thing I want to talk about as far as the bass goes, I chose to do a different pickup scheme. You know, if you've checked out a thumb bass before, you'll know that they traditionally come with 2 stacked bridge pickups. There's not a real neck pickup. And having 2 thumbs now, I said on this third one, I really want to try something different tonally. So I started thinking about what are some of my favorite tones. Thought back to the Black Album, Appetite for Destruction. I know they're used with a pick, but They both use that classic precision jazz pickup combination. So I wanted to give a sort of nod to that while still retaining that signature punchiness of the thumb bass. So we added an extra spacing in the pickups. Instead of 2 stacked bridge pickups, I pushed it forward more to act more like a neck pickup. And for the better part of 4 years, I've been using the same pickups, the EMG 45 Jazz X Series jazz pickups for 6-string bass. So I went on a limb this time and tried something different. I now have one EMG 45 JX pickup with an EMG 45 PX pickup, so precision and jazz. So again, giving a nod to that precision jazz pickup configuration, and it still has that growly aspect of a thumb bass that really punches. So it's a really unique tone, and I'm super excited to have that sort of in the arsenal. So that's that. So I want to give one last shout out to the gig bag this bass came in. It was a nice surprise because I was unaware that Warwick made these type of gig bags, but just like shipping anything in a gig bag would make you worry, as soon as I felt this thing, I immediately knew the bass was completely protected. I mean, this thing feels like a really, really tough leather boot. Super well put together, and again, it was a nice surprise. I didn't know they made these, so these are their new leather gig bags for their basses. Holds a single bass, and just tons of storage, really nice, really tough handles, and you know, the whole shebang. Backpack straps, super extra padding, lots of extra storage space. So I encourage you to check these out if you're looking for a gig bag. This is something I can tell already will last an entire lifetime. So thanks again for Warwick for sending this. I'm looking forward to using it as well.